They said copy. Y'all? X copy. My favorite. Saito. Oh, that could have been punished so much better. Is that a... No. Yeah, it was a DP. If it was Crouch Fierce, it would have reset him. Ryu has at least one and maybe several DPs that stop being invincible the frame they hit. Very nice. Mark my words, round start transformation here. Canceling into the transformation can give you some plus frames. Knew it. He always does it like that. Ryu's main feature is his EX, I feel, and his supers. So playing this kind of Ryu is kind of weird. X-Copy Ryu. But X-Copy in general is weird, so whatever. He did good, pretty good damage with his X-Copy. Oh, that's a good punish. He would have gotten more corner carry AV. Oh, look at all that. No, his meter's all empty. He's almost dead. I still actually like 12 here. This is a scenario where 12 is usually pretty good. There's something unique about the way 12's back block works. Other characters go into a block animation when something too close to them um, would cause them to block, and they just sit in place. There's like a little invisible hitbox that if you're inside that hitbox, you get put into block when you hold back instead of backward walk. But 12 doesn't have that. So instead, he walks backward. It's probably specifically programmed to allow him to back walk and still be able to low profile stuff. It's like that code doesn't apply to him. Even with accent to activate, you're only like +4 or something. It's like nothing, considering you don't have any supers to go into. Most characters can't do anything meaningful off of a light normal without a super. Some characters will get a cancel. Maybe Ryu could do like the DP or something. I don't know. If Ryu did even a single normal to DP, I don't think it would reach. Makoto could do like a light normal into dash punch, I guess. I don't know the frame data on a lot of 12 stuff. It feels like his crouch fierce is really minus, and his roundhouse as well, the crouch roundhouse. But when you block them, actually finding a punish is pretty difficult. Although I admit Oro's kind of bad at that kind of stuff. Oh, he went for it. So much for that. Actually took quite a lot of damage to kill her. I never thought about it, but 12's defense probably goes up when he's transformed. He probably has the defense of the character he transforms into. Makoto's got a little bit higher health than 12, so it probably just takes the HP bar percentage and applies it to 12. Hi. Applies it to Makoto's HP rather than 12's HP. Oh. Ah, same business. See, this kills. That looks like super low damage. He must take lower damage while transformed. Also, I was kind of hoping for a double super setup, but the Makoto didn't have even the regular juggle. I knew that he had improved offenses while transformed. I didn't know he had improved defenses. I know he does like 1.3 damage while transformed or something, which is quite high. But looking at the damage he was taking was like nothing, especially considering 12 has, I think, the same HP as Oro. It's either the same or it's less. I know that damage value on Oro well. Is he dead? He's dead. He's so dead. You don't need anything fancy. Couldn't even do the basic stuff. That's fucking sad, dude. Even that Makoto, even two of the Makotos at the fucking Third Strike monthly have been going to bi-monthly, bi-weekly, have been able to do that bullshit reliably. Nice. Good looking for him there. That's the best damage he could have gotten in the scenario. The forward fireball is safe. You can super confirm it. He had it there too, and it was good. It was a good play there. Oh, that's gonna work. It didn't work. I thought it would hit the limb, but it didn't. It recovered too fast. That super is pretty quick. So I thought. KOF 13. I'm actually like, I'm not good at that game, but I know how to play it. I'm a lot better than the layman, but I'm nowhere near as good as like a good player. It was my first KOF game that I took even a little bit seriously. I can do like HD combos though. I've got at least one HD combo conversion for every character I play. And that means like, you know, a combo I can end with any meter amount. There's quite a lot of versatility to it though. There's actually an insanely HD combos are insanely complex. Unless your name is Maxima. Even Maxima. Vice's HD combos are unbelievably complex. The combos themselves are very fucking easy. She's got a million very simple loops. She's got probably the easiest loops of any character in the whole game. And she only needs a single drive cancel to reset the loop. Most characters need to drive cancel repeatedly between two options. But they scale like crazy, and trying to optimize your scaling is like a confusing nightmare. It's super hard to come up with a kill combo with Vice. Even spending all your resources, just because every combo she has is like super bad about scaling. I know of at least one without a hyperdrive and at least one with. Or one of them I see uses a single drive cancel and then a hyperdrive in the same combo and it has a dizzy. Barnyan. See, him parrying that fireball sacrifices charge, so he can't throw another fireball right away. Technically, you can get back charge and then hit forward for the fireball to parry the fireball, and then hit kick as you're like parrying, and it'll throw a fireball immediately. Duelon is probably the fourth hardest character in the game. Ashe is probably the hardest. Mature is also up there. That is a super hard team. Mature just has one link that's really annoying. It's the quarter circle back EX kicks into close C or whatever it is. I think that's the combo. It's like a super good link. It's also very important to her loops. It feels like 2 frames, but I don't know the actual timing. That low short was like not much worse than the best thing he could have gotten there. He could have canceled the low short into super, I suppose. Said he's doing this. Low short as an anti-air has a good success rate. It's unblockable if they... Nice. Even if Remy parried that, he wouldn't have been able to do enough damage in one combo to kill Ken, I don't think. What was I going to say? Making the opponent land on a low has a good success rate because they're probably... If they're not just... If they hit a button, they can't parry at all. Or block. And if they're coming down, they're probably coming down with a high parry. An air parry, rather. So they probably won't low parry as they hit the ground. So if the opponent jumps over you, making them land on a low has a super good success rate. We saw Remy make Ken land on the low short. The thing is, it's unsafe because they could empty jump low block or empty jump low parry. So you can't just cancel it straight away unless you're canceling to something safe. Remy could have done low short super there. That's one of the cool things about Remy Super 1 is that it is safe, so he could do shit like that. And he had the meter. So it was quite a good idea. Talking about that one little scenario from the beginning of fucking round 1, but now it's the end of round 2. Little strings like that, it was like close short, far fierce or something. Little strings like that are actually huge liabilities. Because people will block some attacks and then OS parry. So it's easy to get fucked up in this game. Yeah, good anti-airs is such a complicated... Nice. It's such a complicated question in this game. It's a very elaborate, deep area of interest. The trick is having something unpredictable that's also a decent option against something that would be expected. So Remy, if Remy got hit by like a cross-up medium kick, he would have blocked it with that late low short. He would have been able to block in time if he was even at an angle where Ken could hit. He didn't actually hit a button until Ken was landing. And all the things Ken could be doing as he was landing, very few of them, very few Kens would be doing empty jump low short. Decent punish. He was in the corner, so he probably had light crouch fierce, light cold blue kicks. Ooh, it traded. Remy actually got the fireball out. Nice punish. Good. Alright. That was actually super risky. He was dead if that was parried. That was like strong, fierce, fireball, super. And that probably would have killed Remy. I think Remy's crouching for the recovery of that move. So he would have taken a butt ton. Certain moves recover crouching, so they take increased damage. Or OSDP is one of them. There are others, though. If you're a Hugo player, you probably know a lot of them offhand, just purely because Hugo gets bigger combos on crouching opponents. Oof, caught a backdash, I think. Good, close fierce anti-air. What was Remy doing there? Remy's so goddamn tall when he's upright. He's very tall and very narrow. That's generally good for him, actually. The narrowness, at least, is very good for him. The tallness is not. But it also makes him very hard to cross up. It's easy to cross him up because he's tall, but comboing out of a cross up is actually crazy hard on Remy. Because by the time, if you jump over him, by the time you're like low enough that you can hit medium kick and then land and hit a button to combo out of it, for example, Remy's hitbox will no longer be close enough to hit the jump medium kick a lot of the time. Like, in order to be able to clear his head, you have to keep on going, right? And if you cleared his head, then by the time you're low, you'll be further past him. So getting like a cross-up medium kick into a combo on the ground is actually kind of hard. Yeah, I saw all of it. I haven't optimized my low fear stuff at all. I know it cancels, and I know it's technically your strongest cancel, barring like the target combo. And also you can go into some stuff you can't go into from anything else. The main example is heavy Rhino Horn. But I don't even look about it. I'll like fool around with it all. I like the meaty setup. Definitely the background house crouch fierce is really easy to look for in a real match. He had a punish there. So EX slash elbow. If you jump over the opponent's head in this game and you either don't have a cross up or you're not a good angle to cross up, there's like nothing you can do besides parry. So a good player is parrying there and a bad player is either hitting a button that won't do anything or doing nothing. I hope that wasn't a punish of any sort. It looked like a low short, so I doubt it. Nice punish. Tricky situation. Kim was going for the high parry. Maybe there too. We'll never know. A regular throw that time. Nice! Whiff punish. That was actually sick. He had the super cancel, but he didn't believe in the whiff punish. The super cancel gets fucked up if it's blocked, but the EX slash elbow just gets supered, which is not actually that bad on Alex's big old health bar and the life lead he was sitting on. Despite the difference in size between these characters, I think they actually have the same HP. I think Alex is just 1200. I could be wrong. Alex has a long dizzy bar though, which is kind of nice. It's really nice actually. Oof. Look at that alpaca, it's dancing. Alex is so pure. Alex is one of the most straightforward characters in this whole game. He gets close to you and then he does one of about four things. Yeah, Stand Hard Punch is quite good. Stand Roundhouse is quite good. Stand Strong is really nerfed from Ultra. Crouch Fierce is okay. I usually just do Crouch Fierce. I think her best one is probably Hard DP, but definitely Stand Hard Punch has juggles and trades, which are better. Medium DP actually works quite reliably as an anti-air, and if it trades, which it does quite often, you get an Ultra 1 juggle, which is actually really good. Trade Ultra is actually really strong. Ooh. Beefo the Monkey? What does it mean? I labbed your overhead special stuff once long ago. FADCing it gives it nice conversions. But unfortunately the fundamental issue is that it's kind of slow for every version. And you have to FADC not knowing whether it's hitting or not. So it's 2 bars on a guess for a kind of slow move. It also doesn't have that much range, although I usually use the light one and the heavy one actually has significantly more range than the light one. I think it's the light one's the fastest and the heavy one has the most range. I don't think I'm playing Elena near optimally, even though I've done my best lab work for her, or maybe not my best, but I have labbed quite a lot of stuff with her, and I think I'm doing a good amount of the good stuff. I'm very much underutilizing Link's Tail, which is about as stupid in Omega as it is in Ultra. Lack of EX Mallet Smash. EX Mallet Smash being a much worse move actually makes Link's Tail a lot worse. And EX Link's Tail is even worse than Ultra somehow. But the regular version is still insanely strong. It's like a very good FADC option for her. It does 100 damage on an FADC and also allows combos very easily. You can get a level 2 focus after it, for example, no problem. And you can just FADC it. You can just dash in and get a target combo or something. Oh. Where's my sound? Yeah. It's like 40 extra damage on every EX conversion. Every single EX conversion. Double EX conversions, I'm alright. I think EX Rhino does a little bit more damage. EX Rhino into EX DP does a little bit more damage than EX Mallet into EX Rhino. Or not EX Mallet, EX... You know. EX Spin Scythe. But the second combo, that hits so deep. The second combo is a lot more consistent. There are a lot of characters that EX Rhino into EX DP doesn't seem to work. Works on Shotos, doesn't work on Ibuki. But I think actually max damage for 2 EXs involves EX Mallet Smash. Crouch Fierce EX Mallet Smash. Ooh. Yeah, you get the corner carry and whatnot. If it's intersecting normals, I've had it fall out. Ooh, that anti-air landing legs was super good. And it's a lot, it's pretty bad if it falls out, but then again, EX Spin Scythe is too. EX Spin Scythe at least can FADC to safety, which I've done before many times. I like having that little safety option. Ooh, that was such a weird... Alex was certainly already parrying by that point. Let's go, Justin. Surprised there wasn't a super immediately after that fireball. Oh, it's Elena, right on time. Despite having added a bunch of special moves, Omega Elena actually feels quite a lot like Third Strike Elena. More so than Ultra Elena does. It's more, hey, let me tag you with this stuff and less combos. Ugh. Guile has that too, but Guile's back hard kick, or his towards hard kick rather, is a lot worse. But technically it's like max damage. I don't think about that stuff very often. Or like focus attack and top side down kick for Guile, as another example. That's not like the thing I would think about doing after a focus. Or like down towards roundhouse. I keep on thinking of Guile examples, I don't know why. Oh, he had a juggle. There's a lot of attacks that are kind of used in and of themselves, which are also very high damage in general. Ooh, that cancel was kind of cool. Yeah, I tested that out. I was impressed. But back hard kick is as fast as it is. It feels pretty fast doing it, I guess, but still it felt like it would be like more like Guile's upside down kick and less like Rose close medium kick. Nice. That was a pretty long heal. Chun-Li might have been able to super that. It was risky to try though, I think. Maybe not. Chun-Li's super might just punish that. You can't do a super duper short heal in this game. You can be pretty short. Go! That was good. That's enough. Perfect. That's an easier link on Elena than most characters because she's shorter when crouching. So the overhead hits later. And thus has more frame advantage. Junior. Super 1 Hugo here. I guess I like that. Getting that choice parry to land the super is quite difficult. Chun-Li can do a lot of different things. Getting the read on what you're trying to do. It seems so simple for the opponent. If you're fighting like a Hugo, it's like all he needs is one parry and then I'm super 1'd. It's not fair. But if you're the Hugo player and it's like, where am I going to find this parry? Chun-Li can do so much to make sure you never find it. Yeah, I was looking at some Evil Ryu stuff. Delayed Fireball connects into Ultra. That's really good for Ultra too. I kind of like some Ultra 1 stuff in Omega though. They're definitely both viable. He has an easier time comboing between the target combo and some other his improved consistency routes. He has an easier time landing EX Red Fireball. Yeah, I know, but it's being able to combo an Ultra like that is better for Ultra 2. I've got a lot of stuff I can combo into Ultra 1 because it's going to be a partial connect no matter how I do it, unless I get a crumple. Ooh, wow. How about that? But it's a full connect Ultra 2, which is pretty strong. And there are very few ways to do that. Oh, no EX Lariat. No anything. That's fine. Sitting on the EX Lariat's fine. I would have done it if it was me. I don't think he needs the super anymore. SPD will do the same thing at this point. What are these supers? Trying to catch a whiff punish and you just can't do it. It's quite actually hard to do parry into 720. You've got the parry stop to spin, which is long enough to do it. I can do it, but it's not free. I always saw that without thinking about it at all. Evil Ryu has nice conversions into EX Red Fireball, though, I was saying, and that's a 1-bar setup into Ultra. I didn't watch Defend the North Jersey Circuit. Western Third Strike, East Coast, huh? It's so hit or miss watching Western Third Strike play. In Japan, everyone left playing the game is quite good, or at least understands something that would like enable them to beat anyone. It's hard to explain. I don't know how to call it. No one's a novice. Ooh, that footage jittered there. Oh, he had towards Fierce actually, was probably optimal. He went for Stand Strong, which would have worked. Meme EX Fireball shit. I don't think so. It's difficult. He had to do a lot of parries. His best hope was jumping and doing an instant parry, but I don't even know if he had time to do that. After parrying the initial fireball, I don't think he had time. And before parrying the initial fireball, I have no idea if he had time. He had to get out of the mirror though. If he was sitting in the mirror by the time it was hitting, it was over. Double crouch jab that Urian got there. It's a sad state for Urian. Apart from headbutt, the only thing he can combo after lights is EX tackle, I think. He can get light tackle. Oh, this setup. You can jump out of that. You can always jump out of that. I want to click on this link, but like, I'm waiting for the round to end. What am I looking at? Ryu, Evil Ryu, jump fierce, stand fierce, medium stomp, close forward, EX fireball. Yup, EX or close forward moves you close, and I think EX fireball is +4. I think close forward is 3 frames. That's pretty gross. That's very gross. This probably kills. 4 bars, but built a meter back. Is that what I saw? 1, 2, 3, 4. Evil Ryu can spend 1 bar no problem, because he can literally do a combo that builds a bar in the same combo he spends the bar. Beauty of the character. FADCs are like 1 bar for Ryu. I'm not even sure Evil Ryu is max damage with 1 bar. It's probably... No, I don't know. It's probably something at the EX Tatu in the corner. Oh. Close fierce. Medium stomp. Low strong, light Tatsu, EXDP. Ugh. Bad, very good placement of the mirror. Bad situation for Hugo. It was far enough away that he could have done jump forward instant parry. And again, that was like his only hope. Once the mirror was up, his time was up. Maybe he will. Doing combos on cornered Abel or DJ is a fucking blessing. You can get close normals from so far away against them, and they're so fucking wide. Cool. Got that mirror. He was just meter building, but he got some hits in too. No punish. Urian's punish probably wouldn't be too mean there. EX knee drop into... Cool. It should have been crouch fierce, not crouch strong. What happened? Oh my god, ugly. Ugly, ugly. Very ugly. This is good. Yep. Oh, he missed his combo. This is enough. Good shit. Shinobu's a good Urian. EX headbutt? I would have done EX headbutt. EX headbutt does a butt ton of dizzy. And you can still juggle out of it. It doesn't use up your juggle potential. And you've got enough time. EX headbutt into regular headbutt does like 40% dizzy by itself, I think. In a full combo, it does like 60 or 70. With a jump in, that goes up to like 90. That lariat. I haven't seen meterless lariat connect in so long. I like felt like Hugo should be on the other side. I think EX lariat crosses up, but regular lariat doesn't. Or maybe there's a trick to it. Nice punish. Uh, that's not a mix-up or anything. You can just hold them back. Oh, he's trying to get parried. That was a punish. And that didn't even combo. I comboed a little bit. Mirror is 6 fucking parries. If you're in a situation where you have to parry mirror, things are dire. Good old Fujiwara running Super 1. You don't see neutral throw very often. I think it does more dizzy than his other throws, which makes me wonder if Fujiwara is looking for that. He did it again. Oh, good shit. That was actually a really good combo there. Fujiwara is something else. He's really good. He wanted to build the meter for the mirror. There it is. Dudley actually had to punish on the first one, I think. Well, Dudley's bad at that kind of stuff, too. Maybe he could have done, like, low strong. Oh, the TC. Low short forward. That's the secret TC. And by secret, I mean what the fuck does it do? I think it's low parry only into high parry only, so it's there to be annoying to parry. Oh, it should have been headbutt there. There we go. Got the unblockable right at the end. Right there, Dudley. When Dudley's bouncing back and forth between the mirror, he's just holding away from Urian, and you block the mirror automatically. But if he's close enough to the mirror, oh, good shit. If he's close enough to the mirror that like he's being hit, he's still in block stun. It's like hard to describe. It's not even just block stun. If he's bouncing back and forth fast enough, the game makes it unblockable. That was an OS maybe. Rad. Oh my god, Fujiwara is something else. There's a timing where you'll get the chain but not the cancel. He probably did low short, non-cancel, super into another low short. So on hit it would be 2 low shorts, which he could then super cancel on reaction. And on whiff it would be 1 low short whiff into super. Rad. Nice little trip. Fucking Fujiwara's normal placement is so good. Dudley's pretty strong in this matchup, although he dies, you know. Not in one of these, but in close to one. This one's dizzy, I think. No, yeah, it went dizzy. He didn't have any prior dizzy. Tominaga actually did a jump-in combo. A lot of Makotos just do the Fukiage on Dudley. I don't know if it's stronger. 200 stun for a light X kick? I didn't know that. That's like the same as a heavy normal. That's like the same as a far heavy normal. Why is it that much? Dudley's tiny jump helps here too. And he has increased damage struggles on Makoto, which is kind of cool. He gets better crouch run stuff on Makoto than other characters. Oh, it's not enough, but it's close. This is a reset situation where Dudley has like fucking one hit of... Oh. Tominaga never drops those. It's fucking one of the great mysteries of life that we just saw that fall out. Wow. Wow, that was so good. Getting that delayed connect, that's like kind of hard to react anyway. Oh, he's dead. It's kind of hard to react anyway to a universal overhead for the Super Link. But getting that in neutral versus getting it in a setup, getting it meaty. Getting it meaty is like very doable for most people. But getting it in neutral, especially with no like push out combo of any kind, is absolutely nuts. That was a crazy good super that he managed to find there. Yama again versus Barnyon. I don't think I've ever seen this Goki's name. Barnyon's here every week. They order the players based on their success rates. I think said that Barnyon's always so early, but Remy sucks. Surprise, surprise. Close roundhouse. I think that's a real overhead for the second hit. Maybe the first one too. I forget how it works. I think maybe the first hit whiffs and the second hit's an overhead on a crouching opponent. That might just be against Oro though. A lot of the knowledge I have in this game is just about Oro because he's all I play. There's something weird going on with Akuma's close roundhouse though. That's a much more reasonable overhead towards strong. Most characters look for a lot of dizzy options against Remy, but I don't know if Akuma can dizzy you that easily. Apart from his fierces, he doesn't have that much stun anywhere. the reaction parry. That's very easy, but it's still hard in the minute to actually do it. So that was close fierce into uppercut. That was like, it was random whether the first hit was going to be low or high. It was either like low short into uppercut or close fierce into uppercut. And then, if the uppercut was parried, if the initial parry was correct, the opponent could then potentially hit a button or potentially parry the uppercut. And if they hit a button, the uppercut would just win. Good fucking stuff. And then, if the uppercut was parried, he was going to super cancel. So the best thing that could happen to Remy there was getting enough parries. Whoa! Getting enough parries that Akuma was forced to spend the meter. But once the super came out, he was basically dead. Because even if he got a bunch of parries on the super, Akuma could mix them up. And I've never seen anyone survive that. Car throw. Another car throw. Those were both pretty risky cold blue kicks. Cold blue kick is reactable. It's taking his life in his hands to do cold blue kicks like that. Which hasn't moved in 4 whole minutes. Someone say something. I'm scared. There you go. Thank you. Something classic. Look at this little thing. What is she? I'm scared. That was super jump fierce from Remy. Remy's super jump is very disappointing. He jumps really high and not very far. I don't know what they're thinking with super jumps like that. Elena's and Sean's are very similar, and no one uses any of them. No one super jumps with any of those 3 characters. Sean's is like, I don't know, it's because it's like a basketball thing. It's like, oh, he can jump high because he's a basketball player. But like the other 3 Shotos have a fairly standard super jump, and Sean's is different, and it's shitty. It's like much worse than the other 3. Classic Sean right there. Sean has the same tools as the other 3 Shotos, but it's worse. The Oro super jump is great. It's one of the best in the game. He jumps very fast and also very far and also very high. And of course you can still double jump out of it. Super jumps are such a fun little mechanic. I'm sad that they got rid of them. It really makes no sense they got rid of them to me. They don't change that much. You know, you don't have to build that many mechanics around them. Like the 2 different jump arcs in a game with pure anti-airs. In a game where DP just anti-airs the opponent no matter what, it wouldn't like break the game to have super jumps. A lot of regular jump versus super jump, the DP would just work the same way against both if they were super jumps like this game. But having super jumps as a mechanic gives you just a little bit of versatility without really centralizing the game in any way. And it also lets you have super jump cancels, which are kind of fun. In Street Fighter 4, they just had regular ass jump cancels. In this game, there are no regular ass jump cancels. Every jump cancel is a super jump cancel. You can't just hit up on like a twin close forward. You have to super jump. Aw. Good patience from Ken. Imagine having two Remys. Must be easy being a fucking Ken player in a tournament and your first two opponents are Remys. Double DP? He didn't even get it when he was cornered. Oh my god. Oh, optimal. The anti-air connect to that Crouch Fierce made the juggle easier without reducing any damage. It got the full connect of all three things still. Oh. That was probably a punish. That move is pretty minus all the time. But depending on spacing and the height of the connect, it can be hard to punish. But Ken's super is very fast and very long range. Technically a good trade for Ken. Probably a good trade in terms of damage too. Definitely a good trade in terms of meter and knockdown. Ken's meter is a lot less precious. Wow, Remy's one of the car DP characters. Tar combo into double DP in the corner works on, I think, like 12 or 13 characters. It's like most of the cast. Nice. Oh, nice. Anti-air connect made it easy. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's less than I thought. I know that it's really hard against Oro, Elena, or not Elena, Oro, Buki, and Twins, who are the narrow fallers. Despite his enormous size, I think Hugo's somewhat narrow when falling too. The parry was weird. He wasn't ready to follow up. I think he was trying to forever multiple parry expecting a DP, which was pretty greedy. So the punish was stand strong. I can't believe that many of those just sucked. Remy's one of those. I didn't expect Remy to fall in with that crowd. All the other characters are a lot more notorious for falling weird. Oro has a touch of Dizzy versus Remy in the corner, did you know? It's off of close medium kick, or far medium kick actually, rather than far hard kick like the other ones. I've been practicing the Necro one a little bit because I expect I'll be needing it at that meetup at Wednesday Night Fights. That was probably a failed DP. And it was super awkward for both players who didn't know what was going on, but Gold Ken got the punish, so it was cool. It's not enough! At first I thought it might be. That super doesn't do very much chip. Oh my god, Ken. It's not just the light DP. All of Ken's DPs have a lot less recovery than it looks like they should. They're pretty easy to punish, but if you're not in an optimal situation, or even if you are in an optimal situation, you can drop it. Missing a punish on the hard DP is pretty unusual. Missing a punish on the light DP is quite ordinary. I'm glad I play Aura, and I don't need to have the opponent touching the ground to get my punish. That's like the most underrated thing about the character. Yeah, I knew Aura couldn't. Good feel. Didn't know Hugo and Ibuki. Thought Ibuki, didn't think Hugo. Nice. When I did the Ken video, I had to talk a lot about double DPs, and in the video I had to get every double DP I went for. That took a lot of takes because I would do like the line recording in the clip, so I would have to re-record it. Shoutouts to Q, who you can TC and then double DP without a Kara. Literally Ken's max damage starter into his max damage ender with no difficulty whatsoever. Why is Q so goddamn wide? It manages to hurt him like in every single scenario it can possibly hurt him. It's really strange because it makes you realize like how close every character was to being punishable by some really ridiculous stuff. But of course it's just Q. Ah, that was it. That was supposed to be jump roundhouse, low strong light Tatsu. And after that hit, Ken was in a pretty dire situation because it was a meaty Denshin setup. Light Tatsu on a corner is one of the most optimal ways of setting up Denshin. Ooh. He got a far forward from really far away. Huh? I didn't know that. Alex. Yeah, Aura has a similar combo against Q. I do a corner juggle sometimes. It's close strong 2 hits into heavy fireball into Renhouse or towards strong, depending on range and stuff. You can hit the towards strong on Q mid screen. Q's that fucking fat. It's amazing like how much Q's Hitbox just fucks him over. It's like it's never in his favor. Or very rarely is it in his favor. I think Shotos can't get low short, low jab, low short on him. Because of his narrowness. He's also somewhat hard to cross up because of his narrowness. He's very tall and very narrow, upright, high. And he's very wide when falling. The tallness hurts him a lot. The wideness, or the narrowness helps him a bit. The wideness while following hurts him a lot. No, I don't think triple short. I think it's just double short. On every character where triple short works, low short, low jab, low short works. Who has bigger feet? They look pretty close, don't they? I bet if you look up the stats on foot size, which don't exist, they would put Makoto's as significantly smaller. But just looking at the sprites, they look pretty close. A lot of people come in and ask me about Makoto in SF5, and I usually say the same thing, which is everything that Makoto's good at is busted in SF5, so if they put her in the game, they would have to nerf her a lot to make her fair. A comboable command grab would be nuts, especially if you could do like command grab into like fierce into activate or something like that. Ability to alter your jump arc is insane. She has like an axe kick. I guess like the dash punch stuff as well would be kind of neat. She's very similar to Laura. Not very similar, but the command grab and the dash punch functioning kind of similar to the elbow. And the short, like, lack of combos, but like strong core mix up. She's not very similar to Laura, but definitely the neutral is not, like, you can see a gameplay similarity there. I know SF5. SF5 just concerns whether the characters are balanced against each other, not about whether the characters are as strong as they were in previous games. But I'm just saying, you know, it would be a very limp Makoto, and I'm sure a lot of people would be pissed off because of that. I mean, I would like Makoto just purely because she's a great character. That torch short does very little stun. I'm surprised it was enough. Okay, I can't imagine that even light Hayate would be -2. I think that'd all be unsafe. So Laura's got that. But when you compare how good Makoto's command grab would be versus Laura's, they'd have to do something nasty to Makoto's command grab. It'd have to be like an A-frame command grab for it to be fair. In this game, altering your jump trajectory is just not very. It's not as. It's still good, but it's not as relevant because anti-air is such a fluid scenario that like a lot of people don't even pursue anti-airs, so that altering your jump arc doesn't even necessarily give you anything. But in SF5, being able to alter your jump arc often gives you like a 50-50 on people who are looking for the consistent anti-airs. I'm sure you fought a Makoto at some point, or not Makoto, Mika at some point who did the jump down strong. Even though that shit is as bad as it could possibly be, it's still very strong for her to have. And you have to use very unusual anti-airs to be able to anti-air both a jump down strong and a regular jump arc. It's reactable, it's reaction punishable. It doesn't lead to anything on hit. Imagine blocking a dash punch and getting a little short. Life of Elena. That's how he got roundhouse. Altering jump arc was very strong in SF5 or SF4 as well, but it was more common in that game. It's really because just anti-airs are a lot more easy to anticipate. In SF3, there's a pushback factor as well. It's not very scary to be next to your opponent in this game because it doesn't. Most characters only get like a single opportunity to get a mix-up on you before you're pushed out. In SF4, you can have like 2 blocked lights and still be representing a throw mix-up. This game, that can't happen at all. Look at the sub. 34 months, that's so much. That's like 3 years. And it's always Ape Escape. Why haven't I played it yet? If you turn off the anti-airs in SF5, then the opponent has a very reliable in. And once they get in, just the chance of them getting damage is pretty decent compared to this game. There are a lot of instances in this game where characters get next to each other but don't do any damage to each other. It's quite common to block your way to safety. Uh-oh. Optimal-ish. It's kind of weird to do the ender. I think he probably went for another one, but accidentally got the ender. I don't know. Hard to say. I don't know how it works on Elena. Nice. That background S is a mix-up with a throw. These valuable dollars. I don't stream that much lately, right? I've been losing out on these valuable $2.5 bills. Look how long those bars are at the bottom. That felt very random, didn't it? Felt like either player could have won that. The whole round it felt like that. I was kind of thinking about upping it to 2 Omega Cups a month. One feels like not very much. We could do it on the first and third Thursday of a month. Nice. Healing is, it depends on the matchup. Generally speaking, it works. Generally speaking, you can pick healing in any matchup. Elena has some serious damage output problems, so a lot of people pick her other supers anyway. The Mega's a pretty fun game if you actually play it. You've got a lot of the appeal of SF4 neutral, but also the input barrier is a lot lower because combos do themselves. The light DP is kind of weird there. Against some characters, after the EX mouse smash, you can do multiple light DPs. That's a desperation super, but now he's lost all his meter and he's still pretty low on HP. It's definitely a lot better. I think he was good doing that. But it was, you know, desperate. Another part of Omega that makes it kind of appealing, I feel, is that it's very untapped, so you can very easily just go into training mode and just find something weird that could potentially win a tournament. Or at least, like, baffle someone. Definitely win matches. Just for doing shit that no one's ever seen before. I'm surprised we haven't had that. Someone just pulling out a fucking Rufus. Doing some unusual bullshit. And just on the flip side of that, Ultra, people tend to know who the strong players are, you know what I mean? The strong players have been strong players forever. Omega, like, lowers the strong players in addition to raising the weaker players. One parry into block, but he got chipped. Live East versus West. Nah, archives are good enough for me. Yeah. Look at all that Dizzy. That's not always a punish. So you have to jump so late on some characters. I didn't know that about Chun-Li. I never really noticed. Hold on, let's go back to that. I didn't actually go back, did I? See how late that jump was? That was still a super jump canceled. Chun-Li's recovery is massive on this super. But you see how she waited a really long time to do the jump? If you jump immediately on a lot of characters, you can't get the Fierce Fierce. Like, it'll just whiff. You need them to fall to the right height. You might have been better doing double EX there. Probably not. Look at Chun-Li's face. Love the sprite work in this game. Chun-Li's got great looking eyes. Oh, yeah, he went for it. That close roundhouse can actually juggle there, but it's tight. You needed the right connect on the stomp. Very cool. Very cool. This Chun-Li's good. Tommy. I've seen him before. That was cool too. Oh my god, it just keeps coming. He did close roundhouse and it got parried, and he was probably churning out a super jump super, but he got parried, and his super jump meant he would either get, well, Elena could have hit a button faster and hit him before he left the ground, but he was safe from the throw because of the super jump cancel. He was unthrowable. That was cool. Super jumping the safety. It was already a pretty tricky mix-up getting that cross-up jump or close roundhouse. That's tricky too. That's like unseeable, to be honest. It looks like a cross-up whether it is or not. I always thought the angle of Chun-Li's closer hand is super unusual if you actually look at it. She's not holding her hand out, she's like covering her stomach with it. It's like very inward. You can't really tell unless you actually like stop and look at it. When she's walking forward or backward, it's a lot more pointed towards the opponent. But when she's just standing neutral, she's just covering her stomach with it. I like the idea of Chun-Li on paper in this game, but that one super cancel combined with that car throw, If both of those were worse, she'd be a very ordinary character with a kind of cool, if somewhat, like, unimpressive gameplay style. Depends on the fireball and the character, but I've seen that many times. Or if Aura's crouching and an EX fireball is thrown too close to him, it's very common to get one hit only. Aura's fireballs come out super far from his body, so that can cause some weird stuff. I can throw a fireball through someone. It's not really a thing, but it's always kind of bothered me that Oro can't do like close forward into fireball. Or like low strong into fireball. Low strong being cancel is actually a super weird thing for Oro because it does like almost nothing at all. It's like, why did they make this cancelable? It's outclassed in every possible way. It has just a ridiculous amount of pushback. The only thing it can kind of do is cancel low strong into fireball for just a safe sequence that'll push the opponent insanely far away. Yes. 12 was named because he's an experiment. And he is presumably the 12th line in that experiment. And coincidentally, there are also 12 of him. Or maybe not a coincidence. I don't mind having useless cancels. I actually really like that, coming from SF5 where there are very few useless cancels. A lot of moves that, like, you know, if they're not intended to cancel them, they just don't cancel. I think I use all of Sakura's cancels. Crouch jab, close jab. Crouch jab, stand short. I use all of those. Low strong and low forward, I use both of them. Back fierce I use. Stand fierce I use not that much. Stand fierce is probably the one I use the least. And that's like all of them. Ooh. 12 with more cancels would be nice. If you had a cancelable heavy is the real issue. It's one thing to add cancels, but a lot of that issue is just the lack of strong combos or like, you know, versatility. Q has no cancelable heavy. Hugo has no cancelable heavy or medium. And it's not like they have, like, it's not like they don't have room for it. Q and Hugo have loads of useless attacks. Technically speaking, background house cancels for Q, but it knocks over, so you can't do anything with it. Except taunt. '12 can only super jump cancel close forward, and it is fun. Being able to do it with more normals would be nice. I did not see Defend the North 3S. I don't think. Maybe you link it, I might watch it. I don't know. It's hard putting that on YouTube, that's the issue. Ken's ground Tatsu is a mystery of the universe. It honestly sucks. I don't know why it's the way it is. That parry could have been to the left, even though he turned right to do it. I think it was probably a left parry. And it just auto-corrected. It's rare to do that in this game. Konitan. It depends on the knockdown. Dudley's will usually only throw the roast if it's safe. Wow! He guessed correctly on the number of parries he needed. Fujiwara is a strong contender for best Dudley. He's extremely good. He knew it was 2 parries. Good shit. It's a lot of stun. If he gets another one of those, it's over. The overhead. Kind of risky. Oh, he got hit midair. It was machine gun blow. That's airborne. It's over. He had a little bit more time to meter build than he took. Necro gets metered pretty easily, and he doesn't need it that often. And his meter is extremely short for all supers, so... Oh, the back throw! A lot of damage on that. Down back fierce was better than back run us there. Because, you know, it missed. Is it? Okay, it was in range. I thought that was too far. Super goes further than it looks. That's how I can work out to the overhead. Dudley Super 1 is like, what if Ken Super 1 was better? It's like, what if Ken Super 1 actually worked after his overhead? What if it juggled better? What if the meter was shorter? That's literally, at the end of the day, you just end up with Dudley Super 1. I think Ken's is a little stronger. Necro is supposedly Russian. I don't know if there's any actual evidence towards that. What's his name? I forget his name. He has like a fairly ordinary Russian name, I think. Necro's like not his name. His name is like known. Ilya. That's it. I don't know how ordinary that is. A Russian clown I could buy. He does look like a clown. Oh, that can juggle, I think. It looks super weird. That corner position is looking real nice. Oh. Really awkward there. Necro is so strong when he corners you. That could have been TC super. He got the back short. TC is safe, I think, against Urian. Nice parry, but the pushing was good. The pushing is really scary with... Wow! Holy cow, that was good. The pushing is really scary because you can't be attacking while you're dashing forward. So if the opponent goes for like a parry right then or like a button right then, depending on the angle, that's Urian suddenly vulnerable. It's like a much worse version of Yun going for his command grab during Gene. It's like you're actually vulnerable instead of pretend vulnerable. But when you actually do the push is like, you know, up to you. So it's not easy to punish. Necro was kidnapped and then like modified, unlike 12 who was actually made. It's like the exact same situation as Abel and Seth. Seth was like made in a lab, but Abel was like kidnapped. I wonder if Ed was made or kidnapped. Nice. EX mirror. He did the OS double parry. Smart. If you throw immediately there, it's it'll prevent the later hits from connecting. But that's not what fucking Tominaga did. Oh my god. Tominaga's bad habit right there. Cool juggle. Super cool. It's just getting cooler. And it ended unblockable. That was fucking rad. Urian's the lab monster in this game. The placement's good too. And he got a lot of meter back. He's a meter and a half. God, that was perfect. He used 2 mirrors and he ended up with that much meter left. That's honestly grimy. The headbutt got hit by Stain Fierce. Doing his best not to get grabbed right now, but you can see it kind of hurting him. Yeah, down back is pretty safe there. But now look at this. Just a bit too far. He didn't have time to walk in. He did it about as perfectly as he could, but he was still too far away. Ooh, that Fierce was good. The button priority still exists in this game, so a lot of really good pokes I should say counter pokes, like Makoto low forward, are not very good against stuff like heavy normals with good hitboxes, such as Yuri and Stand Fierce. Oh, it's over. KOF 14 was much uglier before it actually released. There was a lot of hatred about the way that Kyo and Iori looked in the very first trailer, but they actually made it look a lot better. The lighting got better and the character models got better. On hell. She is super weird. I saw people playing her and she looked pretty normal, and then I saw her fucking move list and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Nelson's the same way. And so is... there's another one. There's like 3 characters with that weirdness. Yeah. Yuri has a demon flip. There was a bit of joking to that too. Yuri got more Street Fighter inspired moves as the series went on. And wow, that was weird. So Sodom has 2 identical throws, and one of them does about half as much damage, but leaves Sodom recovering a lot faster, so you can juggle out of it. And that was a ground throw juggled into it. That was the short recovery ground throw juggled into the air throw. You can get counter thrown out of that, so it's not like a combo. Oh, but Yuri, there was some in-game lore as a gag that Yuri learned how to fight from playing fighting games. And she got, like, as she was getting more Street Fighter moves, it's like she was playing video games learning how to fight, which seems to imply that Street Fighter is a video game in the KOF universe, which is pretty funny to me. They are already making KOF 15. It's like an open secret. I think they've actually just outright confirmed it. It's being made right now. And I think they are recycling stuff. But as long as the core gameplay is good, I don't give a fuck. They said that there was no human way they could make another KOF 13 looking game. It's just a huge budget issue. And they said that despite the fact that KOF 14 didn't even make that much money, the fact that it was made on like fucking string and paper clips meant that it made a lot more money than it spent to make it. Recycling from 14. So it sounds like they're never going to go back to 2D if they can help it. Even though 13 probably had the best sprite work of any video game. Just a sheer budget issue. KO 13 sold kind of well. It depended on where you were. In America, it sold abysmally. In I think Korea and Japan, it sold pretty well. Good old Sodom. It was more popular than 13, but I think it cost so much more that it did a lot worse. Sodom's pretty gross. I like him though. Bring this character to SF5. No, bring this character to SF6. Oh, I dropped a Psy. Those aren't Psy, but I forget what they're called. There's a name unique to them. They're similar to Psy functionally. I think both this thing and Psy were designed to like catch blades. They're not like daggers. They're jite? Is that right? Is that what they are? Someone look up what a jite is. Jitta. Or GTTE, excuse me. Oh, I forgot all about my soft wife. Daedon is cool. They are Jite. Stuff like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles incorrectly portrays Sai as being pointy, but usually they weren't. Same with these things. They're not supposed to be like daggers. They were designed for disarming someone with a katana, I think. The bow. Yeah, Electra too. Yeah, but usually they're not even fucking pointed. But it's whatever. Kunai weren't weapons either. Kunai were used as like tools. Even by ninjas. They were like a gardening tool and they were used for like, I don't know what, by ninjas. Something that wasn't stabbing. They're just a pointy object associated with ninjas, so of course someone designed a ninja who used them to stab or throw. And that was cool, so it stuck around. What's especially confusing is there's like 20 billion different types of katana. And all of them were designed as weapons. And there are a lot of things that are incorrectly called a katana. Like there's a weapon that's very similar to a katana but short. Yeah. There's a katana that's is it literally just daikatana? There's a weapon that's like a katana but designed to kill a man and his horse at the same time. There are real ones, but I doubt a real one was ever used in like a real fucking war. Zambato. You guys are on point with your weapon names. Technically speaking, katana means sword. And if you were talking about a Western sword in Japanese, you would still use the word katana. In English, katana means Japanese sword, so it's whatever. Nice. It's like sombrero. It's like in Spanish, sombrero just means hat, right? But, you know, if you're using the word sombrero in English, you're obviously referring specifically to that kind of hat. I don't know what Samurai Cop even is. It sounds like an 80s action movie. I'd watch it, if it is indeed. This is Freight Train Sakura right here. This is the I hit you with low short, so here's my close fierce uppercut for half your health and half your dizzy. Oh my god, look at it. It's not half your health, but it's a lot. See those proto crush counters? If you get a counter hit with a heavy normal in this game, it does a freeze and a knockdown. What's a command normal? Oh, fun fact. I don't know if they're Wakizashi, but Sodom actually in Exism has two tiny katana to replace his Jite. Nice. But they have identical hitboxes. It's purely visual. Didn't he have a katana in his arena in Final Fight? Didn't he use two? I think so. I don't remember. And you could like get them away from him. And Guy had unique katana like attacks compared to the other two characters. Because Guy's fucking Japanese. Safe jump there, I think. Whoever named all the characters from Final Fight was fucking high as shit. Abigail, Rolento. At least Cody, Guy, and Hager are all good names. Andre is great. Andor is a bit less great. Poison is good. It's kind of weird. I never really thought about it. Oh, got the... It was a command grab reset, and Sakura supered right then. Getting Alpha 3 is almost always running Aism, and he's not a super rare character. Rolento is almost certainly a mistranslation of Laurent, and it's not a real name. Although it is kind of cool. Laurent is also kind of cool, so I have mixed feelings. Aism being the best Ism is pretty much just Guy and Gen. Although a strong case can be made for a Dalsim and a Chun-Li. A lot of people just run Aism because they like it more. It's more traditional Street Fighter. Oh, I was hoping that would just open. Oh, it did. Weird. King Diamond sounds like a stand. Sounds like two stands. Yeah, they've got some Darkstalkers-ish chaining. Makes those supers very confirmable. Well, Gen does. Guy just has a couple DCs. See the red freeze? If you hit a button on the frame that you take damage in this game, you'll take half damage. And you flash red when you do it. That also works with blocking. If you hit a button on the frame you block, you flash blue. And you take half guard damage. Very weird system. You also take less chip. Oh my god, okay. That does so much damage. I don't like that move. Why is it that strong? I saw him jumping during the freeze. Oh my god. Why does it hurt so much to get touched by Sakura? Look at all her guard meter too. It's over. Not quite over. That move is super weird where he runs around on his Jite like that. You can only do it while landing from a knockdown. You can do it on the ground too, but you can't do the run. It's like a counter poke. He just stabs the ground under him. And does a backflip. Yeah, something like that. I've only barely seen any footage of Red Earth, so I don't know the specifics. I think there's only 8 characters in the game too, or 12. There's only 4 playable characters. I don't even know them all. 3 play? I think it's 4. There's a witch, there's a ninja, there's a guy who looks like a lion, and there's one more. I think. They're all humans, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not the lion guy. And all the bosses, all the enemies are monsters. The dinosaur is one of the monsters. He's not playable. And the squid is one of the monsters as well. Sakura is usually regarded as like upper mid, I think. Or maybe just mid. She's popular even if she's not that good. Although upper mid is okay. She might be high tier, I don't know. I think she's not super far away from Kareen tier-wise, and Kareen's like high-ish. She's like one of the upper characters. She's like, I think outside of top 5, but maybe in top 10. This game probably had the single most popular single player in the whole Street Fighter series. The World Tour mode. It's pretty fun. It's very similar to the Soul Calibur 2 single player. Maybe one day I'll do a World Tour playthrough. It ends pretty hard. It's like very difficult. Nice, activate. The final boss of this game is like a reverse dramatic battle in World Tour mode. There's like a reverse dramatic battle with uh or maybe it's just regular. I forget the difference between a reverse dramatic battle and a regular dramatic battle. You have to fight Evil Ryu and Akuma on a team, and it's like Shin Akuma and Shin Evil Ryu. It's like, why'd they make this so horrible? Julian Juni is a boss for some characters in the arcade mode. I think even in this game, even in every version of it. There's also 2 M Bisons, I think. You have to fight 2 Shin M Bisons on a team. Or maybe it's just an M Bison with infinite meter. That's a pretty good emote. I don't know why you think it's the wrong one. It's the right one now. Yeah, M Bison's an entirely different beast in this game. He's one of those characters who changes quite a lot each appearance, though, so whatever. Shudem is, like, maybe a bad guy. He works for a villainous organization, but I don't know what bad stuff he's doing, if anything. He does seem to actually be ripped, so he's got that going for him. I don't think we've ever seen his face. Yeah, he's got Psycho Shot in this game. A lot of people hate Bison in SF5. He's one of the most hated characters, I'm pretty sure. I don't like his design. I like it at, like, high level a bit. I got really hyped last year for fucking Problem X. But definitely there's something weird going on with him as an online character that shouldn't be. He had Stupid Pressure in SF4 too. Stupid Pressure is actually something he's had quite a lot. It's one of the consistent features of his design. But they gave it to him in a very different way in this game. But like Problem X, I was watching him at some tournament recently in fucking Europe. What was it, Versus Fighting? And he would literally have like 30-second windows where it was just him doing pressure. It was like fucking long-ass block string into detonate explosion that he'd already stocked from the VT2 command grab, into long-ass block string into EX scissor kick, into long-ass block string into EX scissor kick, into long-ass block string into EX scissor kick, into long-ass block string. And it would literally take like 20 real-time seconds or 30 seconds. And there were like several places where it could have been maybe not a grab mix-up, but like, you know, a mix-up to enter a grab mix-up, if you know what I mean. It's like if the opponent didn't hit a button, then Sodom could walk in, and then it was a frame trap versus throw mix-up. And it's just unreal the amount of chip he did. Yeah, close roundhouse is a relic. And also down towards Fierce, I guess. But definitely roundhouse. Most of those moves got, like, nerfed. but Bison's is still Season 1 like. Maybe you look at like Balrog, it got nerfed quite a lot. Maybe. I was kind of thinking about doing Kazooie and Tooie. I did a Kazooie stream a long time ago, intending to play through Tooie, and then I never did. Play Maple Story. If you say it again, if you say it 3 times, I'll do it. But I never actually played Tooie, and Kazooie... Tooie takes a while to play through, but Tooie... Damn it. Tooie takes a while to play through, but Kazooie can be beaten in a few hours. For a casual playthrough, probably like 3 or 4. And if I'm gonna be doing Tooie, finally, I kind of want to do Kazooie. Tooie? I don't like Tooie that much, but I still want to play through it on stream. I like Kazooie a lot. Kazooie's one of my favorite N64 games. Tooie takes everything I like about Kazooie and makes it a bit worse. Although it does a lot of really cool things too. The thing about Kazooie that makes it really strong is even in the really big levels, it's very compact. There's a very small window between you doing something and you doing something else. I don't play any JoJo's. I've never even played Heritage to the Future at all. And All-Star Battle I have played, but I've never played it in any sort of competitive way. I labbed it a bit though, just for fun. I liked Abdal, actually. I like Click Clock Woods a lot. The only thing I don't like about Click Clock Woods is trying to keep track of my notes. If you like beat fucking Winter World and it's like fucking missing a note, it's like, oh, where is it? Oh, I could do ukulele too. I don't even know if I've ever seen anyone play ukulele. I know it's spiritually Tooie. I know a lot of people had a lot of complaints with it, but I know also a lot of people were like, this is okay. This is good enough. This scratched my fucking Tooie itch. I know people wanted Kazooie and got Tooie. I've been hearing that a lot. Yeah, see, I want to do that. That sounds really fun for me, too. I don't work tomorrow, so I could devote a good amount of time to doing that. I'm tempted to start Kazooie tonight. After this. I say after this, but I don't even really want to watch this whole video. I think that sounds kind of fun to play through Kazooie and then Tooie and then Yuka all in a row. I was thinking back to the Mario 3 bonus levels I did today, and I was like, damn, that went pretty well. I had a really good time with that. I wonder what my best Let's Plays ever are. I think probably all the Battle Networks qualify, but after that, I'm not sure. It has to be a game that I, like, enjoyed and got to show off a lot of cool stuff. And also a game that probably isn't Let's Played that much. I think Battle Network qualifies on all 3 counts. The fucking voice acting in 5. Untitled Story was super cute. I had a really good time with that game too. What difficulty was I? Untitled Story was a really good one. I think I did it on the second highest, right? I was quite proud of that. It's a quite difficult game. It's almost impossible on the hardest difficulty. I think I ended up making a pretty good choice for the difficulty setting for myself. Oh, I had a really good time with what's that game? Battle Kid and the Fortress of Peril. That's one of my all-time favorites to play through on stream. I don't really care about trying to show off my skill. So I just kind of picked a difficulty Like, if a lot of people wouldn't find it entertaining to see me just pick the easiest difficulty in every game, but I'm more intent on showing off the game than showing off me being good at the game or anything. There is no normal stream hours here. It's very random. OOT ended up being really fun. Majora's Mask was par for the course. It felt just like me always playing through it. OOT I got a new appreciation for though because I tried to do something I'd never done before. And I had a good time. Dragon Warrior, there are a lot. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Battle Network 1 and Battle Network 2. I mean Battle Network, what the fuck? Monsters 1 and Monsters 2. Those were all really good. I've been meaning to do Triple Deluxe and Robobot. I'm just afraid on how that's going to work with no, like, tilting controls. Triple Deluxe has quite a lot of tilting. Those are two of my favorite Kirby games. I don't know why everyone hates Triple Deluxe. I don't understand how everyone hates Triple Deluxe and likes Robobot. They're so similar. Robobot's obviously better. But, like, it's just weird that someone would love one and hate the other. When they're as similar as they are. The core gameplay is just very close. Hypernova is definitely a shitty mechanic, but they have a lot of fun with it anyway. Hypernova is, it does one thing, but will give you unique objects that make it do something else all the time. Whereas Robobot is, it does like 20 things and will give you scenarios that use each of those 20 things. This is me. This is my life. This is how I've been feeling for my entire life. This post could, like, be immortalized on my fucking gravestone. For, like, how I live my life. Yes! The actual storyline of Triple Deluxe is very fun. Terrains is cool. I like him. I like his floating hands. I think he just died in the game, right? Same with Magalore. But, like, expanded media has revealed that they're not dead. Oh, did he live in the game? And also they're both, like, semi-friendly. Which is funny because they're both villains for, like, their whole games. Sectonia is a pretty hard boss, if I recall correctly. I think I cheesed the True Arena with Arrow. Susie was fun. I liked Susie a lot. She's actually probably my favorite villain in all of Kirby. She had cool motivations, and she was fucking funny. You know one thing I really liked about Susie? Depending on how frustrated she was with Kirby, she would either call him Native or Pinky. That was funny. Oh, this is how you play Mika. Throw your butt at someone. Cool. Terrains' fucking wife died. Or maybe his fucking idol. It's not clear. It's not clear how close he actually was to boning her. And she died horribly, too. She, like, fucking sold her soul. Same with Susie and what's his face, the guy, the businessman. He didn't just die. His like soul was erased. Ooh. Eternal Darkness. I've been meaning to do the third playthrough with the third god. I do want to play that game again. Nice. Instant air activate. Each playthrough's so similar, I have to space them out so long. They are quite different from the different enemies you get. Blue and red are pretty similar, but green is pretty unique. Unfortunately, I don't remember the one I'm left with. It's probably fucking red, which is the hard one. Blue is easy but annoying. Red is hard but simple. And green is easy but complex. Lilioth is the blue one. That'd be okay, but annoying. It's just annoying because all these enemies sap your magic, so you end up just running around a lot trying to fucking get it back. It's stupid. I was about to close this, but I like this Mika. That's the punch command grab. It's like Aura's EX command grab. EX super command grab. Minus the super freeze, which makes it better, obviously. It's got great range, but you've got to travel so you've got to wait so long for it to actually grab. It's very slow. He just went for it twice and didn't get it at all. Oh my god, he can't get out. The butt didn't hit. Wait, Smash is the last game on Sunday? I think I prefer that. I'd rather get SF out of the way. I'd rather be up till fucking 7 instead of up till 11. I'd rather get the data sooner rather than later. Remember, last Evo, they surprised us with a fucking update tomorrow. I wonder if they're going to do that again this Evo. I think they're pressured to top themselves. And they've also had a lot of time where they could be doing something. So either they're going to have something small ready immediately, or they're going to have something big like next year. It's going to be one of those two announcements. I don't know which one. It could be both of them too, but I wouldn't keep my hopes up. I consider it somewhat likely there's going to be a Street Fighter 6. And I think if Street Fighter 5 Season 4 isn't announced, then it won't happen. I think it's either going to be Street Fighter 5 Season 4 or fucking Street Fighter 6, and possibly both. And if it's either or, then if it's just 6, then Season 4 is never ever. To be honest, SF5's negative reception is identical to SF4's negative reception, which is identical to Street Fighter 3's. Granted, SF5 was a very broken game, but so was the initial release of SF3. And honestly, probably SF4 as well, but a lot of people didn't come in from prior experience with SF4. The first release is always the worst because, you know, it's experimental. Dan, huh? SF4 didn't catch as much backlash just purely because it wasn't, there was no famous, like, precursor. SF2 had a SF3 had a famous precursor. I like SF5 now. I think it got better every season. There are people who swear by Season 2 being better than Season 3. But I've been saying SF6 is the new release, but it doesn't have to be SF6. It could be a lot of things. I think SF6 is the most likely. But it definitely could be like CVS3 or fucking Darkstalkers 4 or some bullshit like that. Yeah, SF5 didn't just make mistakes in gameplay. It actually made even more mistakes outside of gameplay than it made in. There was like something wrong at every turn. Dan is not the worst character in this game. He's like low mid. He's very viable. He has extremely easy custom combos, and he also has a push block that's actually kind of good. And his Dan kicks have an extremely unusual ability to arc. He's got like a million different ways he can do it. He can do a jump forward into instant air. He can do a jump back or jump up into instant air. He's got 3 different versions. Plus he's got 3 ground ones. So he can actually do a lot of really weird shit. Like, do you see how he's whiffing light Dan kicks, instant air light Dan kicks to get meter really quickly? There's like a lot of weird stuff he can do with his unusual arcs. And it's actually quite strong. The fact that his fireballs don't have a whole lot of range is kind of irrelevant because, to be honest, fireballs have very little effective range in this game anyway. Ooh. The Koryukin has a 1 in 15 chance of being invincible. Roll those dice. It's actually non-random, but keeping track of it is insanely hard. He'll flash white if you get the invincible one. Nice. His normals are not so bad either. That's the push block. You got lots of chip, lots of screen push. I don't think you have any sort of guard break set up though. Yeah, look at that. See that delay? Delayed medium air Dan kick on the way down. You can really see how it's affecting his neutral. It's pretty cool. The DP. Third Strike got overhauled so much. I like that. They needed to do something crazy, and they did. I wish they did something like that with Cross Tekken, but they kept the fundamental game very similar. I wanted something more like CBS 1 to CBS 2, or Second Impact to Third Strike. If something's really broken, do a lot to fix it. Ah. These air flip out scenarios are so weird in alpha. Now we're just at top tiers. I'm gonna refill my drink and then I'm gonna play some banjo, I think. Oro still has chicken loot, but you have to start it from jump and stomp. And Second Impact. It's stupid. Hold on, I'll be right back. Here I am. Maximum comfy. Yeah, we'll see. But it's not going to be now. Oh. Oh. It's Akuma. Now we're truly top tier. I'll wait for this match to end. It looks like we're going on to round 3. I was thinking how I would change Oro. It would be a very small list of changes. I wouldn't change the unblockable loop, but I would change backdashes. Oh, I'd make Super 1 better. I'd change backdashes to be instantly airborne, and I would make Super 1 better. Alright, so my idea with Super 1 is that you can combo into it. And that way it's like a real ass mix-up. Like right now, if you do stand forward into command grab, he just loses command grab, his hit grab, when Super 1's active. Like it literally ceases to exist. Like if you do close forward into hit grab, the hit grab just goes right through the opponent if your Super 1's active. And if you do just close forward into any punch, it won't do anything. You won't cancel the close forward. Oh yeah, that Aura's for it though. So what I'd like is, I'd kind of like short forward to be cancelable. And I would also like if you could cancel into the command grab and the Super 1 command grab and have it actually hit. I feel like that still wouldn't bring it up to his other 2 supers, but it would make it a lot closer. So if you were next to someone and they were waking up, like either you command grab them if they're not blocking, or if they are blocking, or if they're doing anything except blocking, you can do like a button that will beat, you know, whatever it is they did, and then cancel the command grab. I feel like that'd be a lot better. The tiny bar was fun, but... Oh, and I'd probably make it so the command grab just cancels if you got it, but whiffing it's free. I would add like a bunch of random tiny fixes. I would make unblockable loops a lot more easy to escape. And I would make it, I would buff Super 1. That's like my complete list of aura changes. It's pretty small. Last got audibly angry. I don't know. Ah yes, the Brazilian Sean player. All of Aura supers are the weird super. All 3 of them. God, why am I still watching?